So do you also want to do the market research automatically? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to automate market research using AI agent and Google Sheets. So like you, I also used to manually do the market research, but this is such a time consuming and an error prone task. So to solve this problem, I've simply created this amazing automation where what is going to happen is that as soon as I'm just going to add the details into my Google Sheets, automatically my AI agent is going to do the market research and give me the analysis, and then further I'm just going to add them back again into my Google Sheets. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Sheets, OpenAI and Google Sheets, and to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. In this video I'll show you how to automate the market research using an AI agent and Google Sheets. So instead of spending hours gathering data on competitors, pricing, trends or customer needs, this smart workflow pulls information from web sources, summarizes insights using OpenAI and logs everything neatly into Google Sheets. It's perfect for product teams, marketers and entrepreneurs who want to make data-driven decisions faster and smarter. So let's build your AI-powered market research assistant step by step. So to do this, I have already created this automation for my own incubator hub. And now what I do is I simply enter the startup name, I enter their niche, target geography, target audience, and problem being solved. And automatically using these details, my AI agent give me the rest of the details like the market size, key trends, competitor overview, suggested differentiator, and the growth opportunities will be generated and added right over here in my spreadsheet, that too without any manual intervention. All of this is going to happen in backend and within seconds and in real time. All of these details will be generated and added right over here. So yes, you can see within seconds we have received the market size estimation, the key trends, the competitors overview, the differentiator, and the growth opportunities. So yes, this is no magic. This is the power of automation which we are just going to create in today's video. And if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business, then for that you have to watch this tutorial till the end. So to do this, I'm simply going to open a new tab and I'm just going to look for the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. And now it is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect, and over here we're just going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here I'm an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in, and once I'm just going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps, and over here you're going to get all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account, and now it is opening my dashboard. And to get started with this automation, I'm simply going to click on this button which says create workflow, and now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here on my dashboard you can see multiple folders which I have already created in which I save my workflows. So if you also want to create a new folder, you can go to it says create new folder button and create your own. I've already created many, so I'm just going to save my workflow in one of these only, which is automations. And now I'm just going to name my workflow as this: automate market research using AI agent and Google Sheets. And then we are simply going to click on this button which says create, and once I'm just going to click on this create, it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the domain principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger, and that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of a trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, I'm simply going to select my trigger application which is Google Sheets. So I'm just going to search for Google Sheets and select it, and now for the trigger event I'm just going to simply select it as new or updated spreadsheet row. And now it is giving me a webhook URL with the help of which I'm just going to connect my Google Sheets. So I'm simply going to copy this webhook URL, then I'm just going to open my Google Sheets. And now from here we have to go to this extensions, add-ons, and then we have to go to towards this get add-ons, and we have to add an extension in the spreadsheet, which is Pabbly Connect webhooks. So I'm simply going to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks right over here, and as you can see that we are simply going to add this extension in this spreadsheet. So as you can see that I've already installed this extension, but if you haven't, you are going to get the option of install right over here to install this extension. And once you install this extension, you have to refresh your spreadsheet. So it is a really important step that you refresh your spreadsheet, otherwise you'll not be able to get the option of this Pabbly Connect webhooks right over here in your extensions tab. And after getting this option right over here, you have to go towards this Pabbly Connect webhooks and then towards this initial setup. And after coming over here towards this initial setup, it is asking me for the webhook URL and the trigger column. So now for the webhook URL, I'm simply going to paste the URL which we copied from my workflow, and now for the trigger column, I'm just going to simply enter my trigger column, which is E. So the trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row will be sent towards your webhook URL. So for me, the trigger column is E, but for you, it will be according to your own spreadsheet and you have to enter it the same. And after doing all of this, I'm simply going to click on this button which says submit, and once I'm just going to click on this submit, it is saying setup configured successfully. And with this, we have successfully created a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect's workflow, but now it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission and record, and for that I'm just going to open my spreadsheet. I'm just going to go towards this extensions Pabbly Connect webhooks, and over here I'm simply going to switch on this button which is send on event. So it is a really important step to switch on this button which is send on event, because upon switching on this button, what is going to happen is that now whenever a new event is going to occur in the spreadsheet, automatically my workflow is going to get triggered. Alright, so now after doing this, I'm just going to move on further and do the test submission. I'm just going to simply enter the startup name, then I'm just going to enter the niche, the target geography, the target audience, and then the problem being solved. And once I'm just going to enter all of these details, with this we have successfully completed our test submission. And now I'm just going to open my workflow, and over here you're going to see that Pabbly has captured the response for the same. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now I'm just going to move on towards my action step, which is OpenAI. So I'm just going to search for OpenAI and select it right over here, and now I'm just going to move on further. For the action event, I'm just going to simply select it as ChatGPT and click on this connect. Now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this button which says select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection. Now it is asking me for the token, and to get this token, I'm simply going to open my OpenAI API key page, and now from here you have to go towards this create new secret key button, enter your key name and select the project and click on this create secret key, and your key will be created. I've already created many keys, so I'm just going to paste one from that right over here and click on this button which says save. And once I'm just going to click on this save, with this we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me to select the AI model, so I'm simply going to select it as GPT-4. You can select any another of your choice. And now it is asking me to enter the prompt, so I'm simply going to enter my prompt right over here. And as you can see that I've successfully entered my prompt, and now one by one I'm just going to enter all of these details, alright, so that my AI agent can generate me the response using these details only. But we are not going to enter the details manually or by copy pasting it, but instead we are just going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only, and as soon as we are just going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So first I'm just going to map this startup name right over here. So I'm just going to look for startup name and I'm just going to map it. Then I'm just going to map the niche right over here. I'm just going to look for niche right over here, and then I'm just going to map it. Then I'm just going to map this target geography right over here. So I'm just going to look for target geography and map it. Now I'm just going to map this target audience. So one by one I'm just going to map all of these details, alright. So I'm just going to map this target audience, and then at last I'm just going to map this problem being solved. And after mapping all of this, I'm simply going to click on this button which says save and send as request, and now my AI agent is going to generate me the market size and all the rest of the details using the details which I've mapped right over here. And all of these are going to change with every new response received, alright. So now with this we have successfully received the response, and I'm just going to check the response, and you're going to see that we have received the market size, the key trends, the competitors right over here, and the differentiator, and then the growth opportunities. And one by one I'm just going to map all of these details into my Google Sheets. For that I'm just going to add another action step, and now for the action application I'm just going to select it as my Google Sheets. Sheets. So I'm just going to search for it and select it, and now for the action event I'm simply going to select it as update row, and now I'm just going to move on forward and click on this connect. Now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this button which says select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection. You have to go towards this sign in with Google. Pabbly is going to ask you to select your Gmail account, so you simply have to select your Gmail account, and after selecting your Gmail account, Pabbly is asking you for some permissions, so you have to click on the allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because your data is secure with Pabbly. Alright, so with this your Google Sheets account will be connected. I've already connected my Google Sheets account, so I'm simply going to go towards this select existing connection and then save. And once I'm just going to click on this save, with this we have successfully connected our Google Sheets with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And I'm just going to select the spreadsheet right over here, which is Startup Market Research AI Report. And now after selecting the spreadsheet, I'm simply going to select the sheet and move on further. Now it is asking me for the row index, so I'm simply going to map the row index right over here. And now after doing this, I'm just going to move on forward, and one by one I'm just going to map only the details which I want to update, which is the market size estimation. Then I'm just going to move on forward. One by one I'm just going to map all the details which my AI agent generated. So as you can see that I've successfully mapped all the details which my AI agent generated. And after mapping all of these details, I'm simply going to click on this button which says save and send as request. And as you can see, it is giving me a positive response. So I'm just going to open my Google Sheets right from here. And as you can see that with this we have successfully added the details into our Google Sheets. And yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. And now what is going to happen is that whenever I'm just going to add all of these details right over here in my spreadsheet within seconds, and in real time all of the rest details will be generated. All of this is going to happen in backend. We don't have to come back and again do our workflow to click on save and send as request. Like I showed you in the starting of this video, once I'm just going to enter all of these 5 details, automatically my workflow is going to get started, and automatically the rest of the details will be generated using my AI agent. We're just going to add that back again into our Google Sheet. So yes, now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And while trying, if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.